Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, The Shadow and the Blade, where we are maybe about to have some problems. The dwarves are having problems too, right? Dwarves are hardy little dudes, but this situation is maybe not a good dwarf situation. Swamps, not really their thing. So I'm hopeful, we can't really see what's in this army, but I'm hopeful that next turn we'll be able to use the underway to get past the mountain range. These guys probably will not be able to take on Skaven Blight themselves. Maybe they don't even intend to. I'm just thinking about like the way they moved last turn, the where they stopped to raid, and the size and composition of this army. They might not actually be down here to attack. They might just be down here to raid. Should we turn banning around? What do we want to do with banning? Hold on. What else do we need to do this turn? Because I have no idea what I want to do with banning. So let's, Sack Aquitaine not happening. Right, we still have this quest battle to get on, and I'd love to get on that today if we could. We only have these two armies. Naked Claw used all his movement already. I guess we don't really have anything else to do this turn. We have a couple of building slots available here, and we now have the ability to get some fancier buildings going. I would love to build an arcane generator. Honestly, we're not making that much money here, but 30% more of this would be awfully nice. But I wonder, how's, are we, yeah, okay, we are able to upgrade Lucchini. I wonder if we should spend the money on Lucchini, because, like, if Lucchini had walls, I wouldn't have to leave banning down here all the time. That's probably actually top priority. I know this is going to be, like, yeah, almost exactly all of our money. And then we're going to have to put together the money for the under tunnels, rather. The fortified entries. But I think we need to do that. We'll just have to make the money off of these dwarves. That's all. So, haha, now they can only raid us for 13 gold this turn, because we only have 13 gold. I showed them. And maybe we have banning. You know what we could do with banning? We could have banning just fall back to Lucchini for right now. This will help with the public order problems that we're experiencing here. And from Lucchini, he can sail almost all the way to Skaven Blight in a single turn. And he's ready to deal with any border princes who might show up. Yeah, okay, I think this is a reasonable move. Once we deal with the dwarves, banning can push toward Myrmidons. I would love to install an undercity underneath Myrmidons. And the next time that we have the Doom Engineer right up, I think we're going to take that Doom Engineer, we're going to run him like way off into the distance, like over here somewhere, install an undercity in a place that we will not be conquering anytime soon. And maybe get a little bit lucky with those expansion tunnels. The thing is, I don't really know if it's feasible to maintain a network of undercities for very long, because it seems like at some point the city owner is going to become aware of your stuff, right? Like, and then once they decide to burn it out, I don't think you actually have any recourse. Ooh, that's complicating, a big army from Bordello. Well, in the position they're in, it'll probably take them like 2 or 3 turns at least of movement to get back to, or to get over to Bilbali, and then they'll have to spend some time building siege stuff to get past the wall. We probably don't have to deal with that right away, but man, oh man, do I not need to be getting pulled on from all sides here. Over the past few weeks, your Warlock engineers have reported parts missing from your personal supply. Your spies eventually tracked the thief to its lair. It turns out one of your lords is secretly building a large mechanical claw to extract and crush previously unminable rock to extract the valuable warpstone within. So we could seize Banning's claw, he'll lose a bunch of loyalty, but we'll get a... I don't honestly even... It's fine. I don't think that's that great. Or we can just demand a personal stake of the warpstone that he extracts and get 2,000 gold. This doesn't even really seem like a dilemma. This mechanical claw is neither worth 2,000 gold nor 6 loyalty, and it's certainly not worth both. Also, Banning's army has undertaken a rigorous new training regime, and okay, apparently they're very good at melee attack for a while. Banning, he's doing some fine work here. So, now that we have Banning in position where he can sail up to defend Skavenblight. Oh, we're definitely taking Bloody Blade here. Do we want to have Claw maybe not even come home? Maybe he needs to be ready to deal with the Bretonnians? I don't really want to deal with the Bretonnians.
Not in this world or
We
the
can't
other.
see anything about that army. We're probably okay to come home.
Science, sorcery.
And that's right, we want to come back to Skavenblight to recruit new units anyway. I think we should be okay. It's going to take the guys from Bordello quite a while to actually be able to attack Bilbali. We'll have time to respond. So we're going to underway move past this big mountain range. And we got to be a little bit careful. So anytime you do an underway move that takes you within a certain distance of an enemy army, there's a chance for an interception, like what we were able to do with the dwarf armies last time they showed up. I don't want to get intercepted while a bunch of my melee units are still at half health, and also I don't want to fight the dwarves in a narrow underground cavern when we know they have multiple units of cannons. So I think we're gonna underway like way over here. So keep us nice and safe. We can still move to Skavenblight in a single turn from here because we don't have a big river between it and us, and we should be fine. It should be easy enough to come to its defense from here. We got 3 turns left on Lucchini, and I think we're going to save the 2,000 gold. Yeah, we'll save the 2,000 gold for building the wall there. Or, yeah, building the defensive structure, because it's not actually a wall. And guess that's all we do this. Do I want to sail Banning north? I have a little bit of a concern that an army from the Border Princes might be able to move from a place that we can't see into attack position on Lucchini in a single movement. So I think I'm going to keep Banning here one more turn until we have some idea what's going on with the dwarves. And if Claw is able to deal with them, then Banning can just move east, and that'll solve that problem in a different way. We have too many enemies on too many different sides. If the Bretonnians get distracted by something and decide not to go straight to Bilbali, then we might be able to actually pursue the quest battle this episode, which I'd really like to do. I want to get my cool, powerful item. Also, the gold and XP. Okay. I was pretty sure that they have problems of their own up there, right? Didn't we see that Musalon was still alive and declaring war on Bretonnians or something? Oh, he moves in a second army. And you guys want to pay me 300 gold to join war against another nearby force? No, absolutely not. There is a price for which I would do that. It is not 300 gold. Here comes Paravan. Are we at war with Paravan? I can never remember which man things are we fighting anyway. Alright, High Elves are confederating over on High Elf Island. Probably we will end up at war with the High Elves eventually. It's a real distant sort of problem, though. Okay, I am not at war with Paravan.
What vile filth stands before me?
We may well end up at war with Paravan, but we are not there now. Okay, this is a little bit more complicated now.
What is unthinkable?
These guys are not actually within each other's reinforcement circles, but we know from experience that probably they will reinforce each other anyway, because dwarves cheat. They care not for the rules. But if we were to attack right now, we would get reinforcements from Skavenblight.
Nothing conquers it.
I think we should probably hit him. Can Banning sail far enough to get actually on land here? No, he wouldn't be able to reinforce no matter what.
Kill contraptions.
Alright, yeah, we just go after him. If we hit the ambush on attack, obviously this is a completely trivial victory, followed by another victory that's less trivial but still easy. Okay, yeah, yup. Remarkably, we somehow took damage. It's hard to imagine. How much gold did we make off of them? It's a pretty small army, but wow, okay, dwarves carry a lot of money.
travel now, now!
We've killed Glum Proudbeard. His beard is no longer quite as proud, laying on the ground and everything. Alright, is it time to start the red line? Do we want to grab... No, we do not want to grab double insulation. I mean, we could start the red line. We could go for blue line stuff instead. In particular, I'm thinking building up to an upkeep cost reduction. That might be wise. Because eventually we can get 23% upkeep reduction, which would be not quite 1,000 gold, but it would still be a significant amount of money back. Plus, there's a lot of useful stuff in the blue line, like additional chance to succeed at ambushes and lightning strike. Lightning strike's a little bit less exciting for the Skaven, because when you successfully perform an ambush, it's already the case that enemy reinforcements can't show up to battle. So we could go for the red line and power up Ickett's army. We know that we're going to want there to be more weapon teams in it. It's going to be like a very weapon team heavy set, and so we could pick up a lot of this engineering skill stuff. Wait, maybe not engineering skill. One of these things is a little bit more... So this is just doom wheels and plague catapults? I mean, we do like doom flayers too. Ah, Blastmaster. There we go. Reload time reduction. Okay, so it doesn't actually give them too much more offensive capability. Most of this is bonus ammunition, and that's not really been a problem for us. I'm actually pretty torn. It kind of seems like both the red line and the blue line are of somewhat limited use. Well, we're level 25 now, so we're going to get 15 more skill points. What about the red line, the high rank red line skill for the weapon teams? Okay, this gives plus missile damage. Yeah, we'll take the red line stuff. He's already pretty good at blue line things. I mean, our armies are going to get more expensive. Sorry about the waffling. Now, we'll go down the blue line here. Our armies are going to get more expensive. That upkeep reduction is going to get better. And it's already the case, like, I would be very happy about an extra 600 gold per turn, you know? It's already the case that we get value out of it. We cannot pursue the dwarves any further. I used all my movement. Hopefully they understand, though, the situation that they're in. And with that, I think we can go ahead and have Banning push east. I do not fear these enemies anymore. We are not going to be able to raid this turn, so I'm inclined to just sit... Yeah, sit like here and go into ambush mode. If we can win a battle at Myrmidons, we can probably do the same thing with these guys that we did with Carcassonne, where we install an Under Empire instead of taking the city, and then we get them to accepting a peace treaty where they have to pay us. I think that would be a pretty good outcome. Okay, I like this. The High Elves are declaring war on the Dark Elves to their northwest, which means that all the Elf armies are going to be directed away from me. And Banning has gained the trait Ambusher, which is a pretty good trait for Skaven, because the bonus ambush success chance does apply to your ability to ambush people on attack, as well as your ability to catch people in ambush stance. Now that I've said it, I realize I'm not 100% sure that that's correct. It's gotta be, right? I'm very curious to see what the army from Carrick Hearn is going to do here. Why is a small... If that was like a full stack, I would assume that those guys were coming to declare war on me and attack Bilbali. But why is like... What is that, 3 units? Some very, very small number of Paravan units in my territory. What are they doing? It makes me very nervous, the fact that I don't know what it is they're going for there. Alright, taking the Menace below on the way to opening up volatile plans. We don't actually have the ability to even do this yet, but we'll get there. And the dwarves just ran. Yeah, that seems fine. So that means Icket Claw is probably just going to go chill out inside Skavenblight for a little while, and we're going to reform his army a little bit. Is this the turn? Next turn is the turn where we can start building this, and it's going to cost us 3,000 gold. So we have some money to play with here. Do we want to raid Myrmidons in an attempt to draw an enemy army forward? Were we to raid, we'd be producing 500 extra gold per turn, and also extra food. Yeah, we'll raid for a little while, see if we can attract an enemy force. I would love to defeat their army well outside of city range, if possible, you know. So, Poison Wind Globadiers, Death Globes. I would like to be able to build more of these mortars. The mortars seem cool, but frankly, catapults are fine. What is a Warp Grinder exactly? Ah, can attack walls. They're like a drill team. Honestly, I don't know if I think that's any good. I guess it gives you a way of reliably attacking an enemy city that's going to let you in without having to stand by and build up siege equipment outside, but I would rather just have a catapult. Speaking of. Okay, we have a ton of local recruitment slots here. Yeah, let's fire all of the remaining Skaven slaves from this army.
Skavenbright's greatest, best inventor.
We are absolutely going to tech this army up, so... Do we want Warp Lightning Cannons too? Warp Lightning Cannons are a little bit more anti-large. We might be going to fight a force that has dinosaurs in it. Possible that those guys are going to produce dinosaurs. The thing is, we already have gun teams. And while the gun teams are not specifically anti-large, they are going to be very good at killing dinosaurs. So I think let's focus primarily on the Plague Claw catapults. So we'll get a couple of these in, and then do we want to grab something else fun? Like, we could pick up more weapon teams. We could grab more Doomflayers. The Doomflayer has been very good to us so far. But I wonder... I'm a little leery of reducing the stand and fight power of our army too much. It's already pretty weedy in that sense, because Skaven. Let's maybe take one more Doomflayer, and then I'm also going to grab another gun team. But which gun team? I think the Rattling Gunners do way more damage overall. We have good upgrades for them. The Jezzails are obviously very powerful as well. I'm going to make it a gunner team, I think. Yeah. You guys are just, they're, first of all, very effective, and secondly, extremely cool. The huge stream of projectiles is a lot of fun. Oh, actually, hold on. Workshop. So we're one upgrade away from having a unit of Warplock Jezzails available. You know what? These should probably go in Banning's army anyway. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so do we want to grab another upgrade and maybe actually make that happen right now? Because we could have him fall back and grab a team. We have all the upgrades that we actually want, though, on these units, right? Stalker, I guess, is okay on Jezzails. It prevents enemy siege weaponry from firing at them until you start firing. It gives them some limited stealth. We'll probably... what do the Warp Grinders get? Plus 30 melee attack, which makes them kind of okay at melee fighting. They can just drill your enemies. I don't really know. We do have a Warp Fire Thrower. Right? That's... yeah, this is a Warp Fire Thrower. And it's in Banning's army, and it's doing alright. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we take the Gout Boosters. This is more about making the fire gross than it is about making the fire better at burning people, but I guess it counts. We'll go ahead and do that, unlock the Eye Takers, and then Banning can get a hold of those guys. Alright, so in 2 turns, I think we'll be ready to jump over and do that quest battle. And Banning can go ahead and raid this turn. He can fall back next turn, I guess. I feel okay about this. We've completed the subterranean pit underneath Castle Carcassonne. Oh, actually, there's a building slot left in that Undercity, isn't there? We should go check that out. I wonder if the smart move here would be to build the build the detection decreasing building. We have a non-aggression pact with them, right? I think we do. We should make sure. Because I don't know what they're doing right now, but it sort of looks like they're coming over here to attack me.
I hate no furs. Give me Warpstone, or you die now.
Yeah, you tell him, Ickett. He's declaring war on me. Oh, okay. I'm not even going to call the Broken Nose to help me here. What a strange thing to do. Is he going to sail all the way across the ocean to fight me? I mean, he totally might. That sounds like a lizard man thing to do. Yeah, I don't know. That's a bizarre move on the AI's part. This is the thing that happens, though, sometimes. It doesn't necessarily mean he's planning anything. Sometimes the AI just declares war on you for the hell of it. Okay, the dwarves have begun... Yeah, the dwarves have begun raiding, and they're technically in this region. Well, I think we just let them, because I don't know that I care enough to fight them right now. We could have Banning go fight him, I guess. I don't really want to. This raiding is actually very lucrative. Also, it's producing... I guess it's producing a lot of food, but we've actually hit the food cap. I'm going to move over a little bit and get vision of Myrmidons.
I will not obey.
So they do have an army. Myrmidons itself is still pretty weak, though. Did we ever get military access? Okay, we did. So I suppose what we could do with Banning right now is just move him up this way to try to, you know, get around to where we'll have to be to run toward Myrmidons anyway. And then from further north here, we're more able to respond to stuff happening in the northern part of Miragliano's land. So yeah, you keep doing this. Keep making us money. And now we actually have cash that we can spend on stuff. We have these building slots opened up. Let's let's make an iron mining pit. A little bit of money, and we actually have a trade contract or two, so that'll... The trade good will be valuable. And RNS Assault Spite.
All you see is mine.
What if we gave each other military access? What if we had a defensive alliance? Alright. I'm a little nervous. She's making me a little nervous. Alright, well this turn we'll finish recruitment, and we could have his army run over here if we absolutely had to. Let's see if it is the case that we absolutely have to, because they're making me think it might be. Maybe they're just going to fight the Bretonnians? I'm pretty sure that RNS Assault Spite does not get along with the Bretonnians very well. But it seems to me like probably it would be faster, given what we know about sea movement and everything. It would probably be faster for her to sail around. I guess she can't just, like, sail around if she wants. She can't sail around immune to the dangers of the sea. If those pirate forces that are to our south decided to fight her, she would have to fight, so she's probably on land to avoid them. And those guys from Paravan have gone over to these cliffs. You can't even get in the water over there. I don't know what they're doing.
Even Snitch respects me.
Alright, far away, some lizard men are doing a thing. I don't care. Go kill that big army from Bordello to get a small leadership bonus for a while. No thanks. That seems like a terrible use of my time. Alright, so movement speed versus charge bonus versus even more melee attack. Melee attack does have... you get to a point where more melee attack is not necessarily even useful. We should probably take replenished troops this level. We should have taken that last level. But once you're at the hit chance cap against most common enemies, taking additional melee attacks not really getting you anything anymore. I don't know where that level of attack is. We're probably not at it yet, but it is a thing to be thinking about. Alright, I think we're as ready as we're getting anytime soon to do this thing. So we can't, we can't teleport because he's in the city. We have to move slightly outside of it. Alright, let's give this a shot. So instantly move Ikit Claw to the quest battle location, because it turns out it only costs 500 gold to teleport anywhere in the world, as long as you're fine being teleported back shortly afterward. The game feels that we are overmatched here. I am choosing to believe that it is underestimating us. Ooh. Maybe we should have built a warp stone. Maybe we should have built a doom rocket instead of buying that that weapon team upgrade. Oh well, too late now. We have a doom rocket for this battle, but this, if we use it here, that means we don't have a doom rocket for fighting the dwarves. I don't know. We'll just have to figure it out. With the construction of his warpstone tractor beam, Ikit Claw has really outdone himself. Needless to say, any plan involving the invention of a device to pull giant chunks of warpstone down from orbit could only be thought up by an individual both deranged and brilliant in equal abundance. Whether or not Ikit will see his original plan through to the end and corrupt the lizardmen's spawning pools, he isn't going to let any of the fallen warpstone go to waste. And those pesky lizard things better not get in his way either. If they do, they will find themselves at the wrong end of his deadly storm demon.
Ikit has the biggest brain of all rats. Hatched a simple, masterful scheme. Yes, yes. First, gather the fallen warpstone. All the warpstone. Second, make all these stinking reptiles die. Murder, death, kill devices at the ready. Agree.
He's right, we do have some number of murder, death, kill devices, and they are at the ready. So we're expecting reinforcements from the enemy units, right? Our first priority with the gun teams has got to be dinosaurs. In particular, I'm concerned about the ancient salamander. We do not get to place our army at the beginning of a quest battle for whatever reason, but we do have some time here before we're ready, before the opponents are upon us. I don't really want to go forward, but this hill is an issue. I think we're going to sweep around to this side. So let's try to set up Jezzails, gun teams, doom flares, and the catapults all in separate groups here, just so that I have easy control. If we move the Jezzails, then we have to also move the catapults. Realistically, we can't just leave the army spread over that. The parts of the army that need to be defended spread out over such a large area. But I really don't think it's a good idea to stay where we are. So let's see. The territory's flattish. Flat enough, probably. If we're shooting at things that are as tall as a dinosaur, it's probably good enough. Alright, so let's plan to get you guys over here. The catapults can move less, of course. And then doom flares out to the side, and all of the melee troops just kinda in the general vicinity. And let's make sure we are pumping our unlimited power, because we're going to need an awful lot of magic here. Crush their initial force, prepare for reinforcements, and it would be neat if a big warpstone meteor would fall on them. Are they even advancing on us? They're not. They're just going to give me all the time I need to relocate. Well, that's nice of them. Let's go ahead and take them up on that offer. Oh, nope. They've decided to change their minds a little bit here. Boy, it sure has taken a long time for these gun teams to move. The rattling guns are maybe just going to set up where they are right now. Actually, maybe that's true of these guys as well. Okay, I mean, this is kind of working. So the salamanders are already firing. let's start disrupting them then. They feel like this is a good time to stop moving. We are going to show them why they should maybe still be moving. Hold on, this is not overcast. I'd go really big on that. We might Doom Rocket just to wipe out a group of salamanders. That might be a thing that is worth doing. I appreciate the gunfire into the skinks, but we should probably be more concerned about the salamanders over here. Sure, these guys are not going to chase them when they stop, though. Actually, gonna have the catapults work on them. I don't know. These catapults are supposed to be firing at infantry. That's what they're really good at. But I really hate these salamanders. The salamanders are going to be by a large margin the most dangerous thing that is happening here. They're not super good at melee combat. They're not as bad as siege crews usually are. But they're probably good enough that a group of clan rats summoned on them isn't actually going to do... It's not going to get a lot of kills. It's going to maybe make them stop firing for a little while they deal with it. Alright, I think we probably have to just move the melee up. I'm trying to delay the moment where we start obstructing the gunnery team's fire, but I think we probably have to get a move on now. Skinks are fast enough that we don't have infinite time here. We'll move the assassin forward. I mean, Icket Claw's a good fighter now, too. He can also move forward. And maybe we throw out a brass orb in front of the oncoming enemies just to slow them down a little bit. Oh, that's right. I had a different spell queued up here. Oh yeah, Doom Flayers. Charge those skinks. The Death Runners probably shouldn't be out in front. What am I doing? Do I want to just drop a Doom Rocket right here? It's going to take us a couple seconds to go off, but I actually think this is going to do some really good work. You guys should probably retarget at the enemies who are going on the edge of where the Doom Rocket's going to go off. And do we want Icket to do something here? Probably. Can't really stop them from moving out of it. I guess we don't actually know how these guys are moving. Let's do this for right now. It's the Council Guard that's getting totally manhandled. That is a bummer. That was a pretty decent Doom Rocket, actually. Alright, good weapons team fire. Catapults on their range. We got the Jezzails working on that salamander. Actually, the Doom Flayers are totally holding their own in just standing melee combat. Let's let them continue doing that for a moment. Okay, hold on. This guy's a problem. Hey, Vaderif, do you maybe want to do something about this red-crested skink chief that is all up in my weapons team? You guys are going to need to fall back, and I haven't yet had to summon any clan rats. I'm going to put some clan rats right here, I guess. We're expecting reinforcements, right? We know there's going to be more lizard men. So we do want to have resources in reserve. Go over there and help with that. These guys are getting met. You guys find an angle on those salamanders? Yes. Yes, they can. Alright, catapults work on those dudes. These blowgun skinks are going to be really tough for our melee troops to deal with because they're just a little bit too fast. Oh, over here we have a group of salamanders that has gone into frenzy mode. Never mind. Not a problem we have to worry about anymore. Yeah, I guess just chase people. We haven't seen any reinforcements yet. Wow, Faderif is actually tearing this dude apart. Red-crested skink chiefs are not terrible fighters. I was kind of expecting this not to go this smoothly. Why don't we have the Jezzail team finish him off? You guys, you come back. Outperformed considerably there. Alright. You guys are doing fine work. Just come back home. And I guess we'll just gather up and wait for that last... Or wait for the enemy reinforcements. It feels like if there were going to be more enemy armies, they should have spawned by now, right? Part of the reason I used the Doom Rocket was that I wanted to keep our soldiers relatively fresh. Okay, here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Halt. Okay, over there. I mean, ooh, they have a Slan Mage Priest. Jezzails. Deal with that. Oh, they're not going to be able to shoot him right now because of the weird shape of the terrain. Actually, the Jezzails should probably relocate over to here then. Because this is going to cause an issue. In fact, we should relocate all of our weapons teams. Except for you guys, who should just turn around. You could probably leave the catapults approximately where they are, just turn them around. Okay, everybody get kinda over here and we'll figure it out later. Okay, I was gonna say, don't you make me spawn enemies on you. Alright, here comes the dangerous stuff. Temple guards. These are proper warriors. Also, the Slan is a wizard. He has wizard stuff happening. I'm gonna have Faderif run over here. These guys are coming at us in a way that makes them very vulnerable to magic. Ooh, they have flying units. Okay, hold on. We gotta reorient. The flying units are a massive top priority for all of the shooters. They're not actually very good units, in my opinion, but they certainly are present. So, let's get our melee out in front of the guns. We can figure everything else out later, but we're going to need to block these Sauruses off as they approach. And I think this is probably a good time for Howling Warp Gale, because I'm remembering to actually use it. Hold down Alt to manually aim. Yeah, I don't want it centered on a unit. I want it centered on an area. Just try to hold them in place while the gun teams do their thing. Wait, does the area have to be centered on him? Okay, now he's casting. Alright, I would expect the weapon teams to really tear them apart. I'm not sure what is taking so long. This is way less damage. Oh god. So the thing that's happening right there is, it's some powerful lizard man magic. There's not a lot we can do about it. We can, endeavor to move our dudes out of the way here. Why am I having such a hard time issuing a, movement order to, right there? You guys try to step aside as well. You guys probably just run forward. I definitely want the focus of the catapults on fresh enemy units coming in. Not allowed to target those guys for some reason. I guess they're not actually on the battlefield yet, is maybe the thing. Faderif, go over there and kill that Mage Priest. So I guess I'm going to reorient the catapults away from firing directly into my own units. Not that we should never shoot at our own units. Sometimes it's totally worthwhile. Okay, let's hope that we can get enough gunfire on these flying units to break them before they actually have a chance to land on anybody. I mean, the worst of that's already over. Okay. Faderife has been assaulted by a dinosaur. That big laser was the engine of the gods that Stegodon has mounted on its back, so... Alright, now we need to move the gun teams, because probably we are never going to get a clean shot through the middle like that again. So the Rattling guns should probably move over to here. It's going to take them a moment to relocate, and we need to create a distraction with these guys to allow them to safely relocate. Not that I don't trust Faderife to get his job done, but I do think he should maybe not be fighting a dinosaur in solo combat. Can we get the Jezzails turned around and working on this? Hold it in place with clan rats for a moment. And then we need more magic. It turns out more magic is the solution to this problem. Get that slan. Don't just let him do stuff. Oh, right. You guys are supposed to be doing this thing. You guys are also supposed to be helping. I think the problem here that we're having is uneven terrain. Okay, that should solve that problem pretty quickly. Death Runners can run in and get those guys. A little bit of friendly fire. Alright, so we're doing our best to... Gonna need some help here. The Jezzails are out of ammunition. Let's just get them to back up then. He is probably also out of ammunition. And I'm assuming this is not the end. I'm assuming that we are going to be fighting more enemies soon. Strong versus a single combatant. Let's flens this guy. Looks like he fired a panic laser. Everybody out, everybody out. Oh, really? That's the end. I was assuming that it was going to be more armies than that. Well, I mean, listen. Not that I think we would have had an easy time with more armies. We definitely paid a price on that one. I kind of can't believe they let him get that final laser off. Like, the dinosaur was in full retreat before the attack actually fired, but they were still able to use the power. I'll tell you what, that's not how it works when they're under my control. And the Doomflayers did some very good work there. They fought some enemies that were able to keep some enemies at bay that we would have had trouble dealing with otherwise. Poor Faderife never got to actually kill anybody, despite having done probably a pretty considerable amount of damage over the course of the battle. And we get almost no replenishment at all from doing this. So I guess we'll take the food. We don't even need it, but we will take it. 3 warp fuels so we can build another Doom rocket, which we absolutely will, and we get our excellent warpstone something cannon. We'll see it. We'll see it in action in the very next battle. The public order +2 in all provinces is honestly maybe the thing I'm most excited about. Alright, get back in the friendly settlement. You need to replenish very badly. And Banning continues his continues to maraud his way northward here. Can't remember, are these orcs also at war with that dwarf nation? They are not. They're at war with the Bretonians to the north of us and a different dwarf nation, the one to the east of them, but not Carrick-Herne. Well, we should probably help with that. If we were to help them deal with Carrick-Izor, it would let them focus more on doing things that are helpful to me, which obviously I have strong feelings about. We already started building the wall, so at this point it's like economic buildings, right? We don't have anything else that's immensely pressing. This might be a good time to start building arcane generators. Is this the first place we build them, though? Like, Magritta actually has more total income Yeah, maybe this is the first place we build one. Here we go. I mean, obviously, we want to build them everywhere, eventually. Alright, so his army will be
Sorcery.
ready-ish to fight again next turn, but preferably 2 turns from now. Yeah, I hope Aranessa's Salt Spite doesn't take advantage of our weakness. She doesn't know about our weakness, so in theory it should be hard for her to take advantage. And I'm assuming these guys are just scouting, I guess, but it's weird for them to run all the way to the corner of the landmass where there isn't anything to do or look at. Oh, I forgot to build my warp rocket. Okay, we're going to do that at the beginning of next turn because we obviously want to get that cooldown ticking as quickly as possible. It was definitely an error to not get it done this turn. I mean, listen, if she just wants to come over here and kill these guys from Paravon, I guess that's fine. I don't know exactly what the army from Bordelot's doing. Maybe they're at war with the elves? The Bretonnians have a long-standing loose enmity with the elves. They're not always fighting, but they're always ready to fight.
Do with you.
He wants a non-aggression pact. You know what? Yes. I have no interest in fighting you, and I would love it if you had no interest in fighting me. We all have bigger problems. I didn't set out at the beginning of the campaign intending to be a friend to all orcs, but it sure is working out that way, huh? Alright, finished the menace below. Our tech is coming pretty quickly now. So Volatile Plans is unlocked by the arsenal, but as soon as we have an arsenal, we can get started on it now. So what's next? What's the next most valuable tech? Intensive training's not bad. Stuff like that you really want to get as early as possible. I mean, provided that it's one you actually want. And it leads to exotic martial arts, which is, you know, whatever. Exploit criminals, which is also pretty whatever. Hero costs are just, like, they're such a tiny portion of what you pay in gold every turn that it doesn't feel like a great thing to be concerned about them. Abduct promising candidates leads into virulent plans, which I guess has food on it. And then buffs for plague monks. I do like this. +1 Skaven corruption in all adjacent provinces, affecting all provinces. It would be nice to make it easier to go around marauding. Extra Skaven corruption means extra charges of menace below. Maybe this is the direction we start building in, even though I don't think that this skill itself is very good.
Want contract.
We're not still being raided, are we? Like, we're not... I don't think we're getting notifications about being raided anymore, so... The dwarves of Carrick Hearn have gone home. I guess we just keep moving toward Myrmidons?
I'll ignore that. I'm shadow.
Where's the border on this side? Oh, we're pretty close to it.
Strange for these days.
Oh, that's the border with Xerxil. But I wanna move back far enough to grab that Regiment of Renown that we opened up, right?
Onward.
These guys won't mind if I cross their territory. And actually, we may as well
On your horse.
march all the way over to the line here. So we'll grab these Jezzails, and then... Can't recruit anything else right now. I wonder if I want to just turn around? It feels bad to have an open slot in the army, but we don't have anything else. We could recruit quickly, and you really do need to get back to raiding.
Scattered
Our economy is somewhat raiding-based right now. And I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed that the dwarves bugged out. Oh, hold on. We're gonna remember to do this. A little disappointed the dwarves bugged out, because I was gonna use them to make money. Ooh, a skull reef. Okay, we'll use a skull reef to make money. This is what Banning can do on his turn. Or not Banning. This is what Akit Claw can do on his turn. That skull reef probably has... that's treasure right there in the mouth, right? That we can see? Granted, it's probably not unprotected treasure, but... Okay. Aranessa's Salt Spite has taken out the enemy jungler. And then... hopefully she'll just go north and harass Bretonnians for us? It would be cool if they had more problems to worry about. Yeah, I'm assuming that first Bretonnian army is no longer alive in that forest, and that's why a second one has appeared. They're scouting my army's position. That does not, that suggests that we are about to have a fight. which I'm fine with. A fight would produce food and money. Oh, what a surprise. We didn't go all the way to Aquitaine. So, now that they're scouting me, do I raid, or do I just get into ambush mode? Because we don't have any vision of their army anymore. You know what? I'm going to raid. If they want to come over here and fight me, they can come over here and fight me. We'll just kill them. What's corruption look like? We have none. We have none corruption. Well, we can definitely afford to spend maximum food and get 5 charges of menace below. You are going to go after that skull reef.
Greatest, best inventor.
We'll probably have to fight for it. It will not be treasure that's just sitting there for free, but I think it's definitely worth it. Lucini's walls are up, so we don't necessarily have to keep banding over here anymore. Like, if we manage to, if we fail to get Myrmidons, we can fall back and at least have some... We can have some confidence that if the Border Princes decide to attack us, we will have time to respond. Anytime you have an unwalled settlement, particularly an unwalled settlement that is near a shadowy area you can't see, you have to be real worried about it. Yes, military access, all about it. I mean, clearly she doesn't actually care about military access from me, because she was willing to run around in my territory as much as she wanted. But I appreciate that she wanted to give me military access, and apparently the men from Bordello have decided that it is time to ride on Bilbali. Araness Assault Spite might actually save us some real trouble here. Oh, hey, look, it's an army of dudes. Well, I guess Banning's turning around. The garrison at Lucini will not hold against a full-sized army. It'll take a little while for the army to be ready to assault us, but we definitely have to do something here. A pathetic mewling craven of a minion lord has come to you with news that others plot scheme your downfall. This wretch has done well to bring this to your attention. Unfortunately, we do not have the money to reward him, so we must expel him, and Banning loses 5 loyalty, taking him down to 4, which is below the threshold that I feel comfortable with. That's alright. You can improve loyalty by winning battles, which we will do. Actually, would it be better to underway move here? No, because I can't make it back across the mountains. Alright, I think the fastest way to get into a position where I can actually attack those guys might be to go this way, but there's a lot of danger there. Because we don't know where Myrmidons' other armies might be, and if there's one nearby, then I'm setting myself up to get sandwiched. If I went this way... Would I make it... Oh, okay, we can cross the river on this side. Yeah, I feel way more comfortable with this. We successfully cross this river, and then we can deal with these guys. Black Crag has declared war on the Border Princes. Black Crag is to the east, so that makes me a little more confident that they'll have other things to worry about in the near future, and I think the same is true of Araness Assault Spite.
Keep suits dry.
Or the same is true of the Bretonians because of Araness Assault Spite, so I think we might actually be able to relax and build up for a little while. Maybe. Pirate coves are some of the world's most elusive places, where the wealth of local sea brigands is secretly kept and fiercely defended. Seems that today may be your lucky day, as your lookout in the crow's nest claims to have spotted one. A small island cave next to which a black ship is moored. The ship belongs to an infamous fleet of vampire pirates. It appears there are zombie deckhands transferring treasure chests onto the ship right now. It's an opportunity for a big payday, but these unliving sea dogs certainly won't give up their wealth too easily. I'm not afraid of them. Yeah, this should be a relatively easy battle. In fact, this should be an auto-resolvable battle. Let's just take all their money and then go back home and heal up again. Actually, I suppose we could just,
Serve yourselves up to your master.
That's actually a decent amount of replenishment there.
Fish, the best medicine.
We could just sail south from here, right? And then try to come to the defense of Lucini. I'll take the food, I guess. You know, we're at maximum food. We did get some warp fuel, at least. And a regiment of renowned Doomflayer. And the Blade of Nurglitch, which is whatever. And 20,000 gold, which is not whatever. That's very exciting. The pirate cove contained great wealth in the form of treasures and items stolen from across the four corners, but getting to it was no easy feat. When the vampire admiral at the helm of the black ship saw you approach, he immediately readied his horde of crewmen and darkling creatures for battle. After defeating the undead freebooters, you ransacked their ship as well as their hidden cave. So yeah, I don't even know if we have a person that blade would be good on. You're already using a Blade of Nurglich. What does Banning have in his weapon slot? A Shrieking Blade, which is probably better, actually. Okay, even more ambush success chance. You can never have enough. And on him, we are going to take a little bit more melee attack. Will we finish the skill off? We'll end up at 88. I honestly don't know that it's necessary. We might be better off just taking speed on him, actually. Yeah. He's a pretty good fighter. He was not able to beat a dinosaur in single combat. So, like, obviously there is some value still to melee attack, but I want him to be able to get where he's going. And then I don't think that we necessarily need to move more north. I guess the question on moving north is how much do we trust Araness Assault Spite? This much. This is how much I trust Araness Assault Spite. Okay, 20,000 gold. That is enough to build us an arcane generator up here. And also at this point we could move this up to tier 4, allowing us to get normal recruitment of Death Runners and Eshin Triads, and I kind of like that idea. I think Eshin Triads seem like pretty solid infantry units. And honestly, they're not even that expensive to maintain. Armor-piercing, anti-large. The Den of Secrets. Where in our tech tree is the Den of Secrets? Here. Okay. That gives us access to bonuses for Death Runners and Triads. Does it affect anything else? Storm Vermin. Masters of Infiltration. Oh, interesting. The diplomatic relations up with all factions. You know, that might be a direction that's worth pursuing. This is locked by the Arsenal. Which building is the Arsenal? Probably a purple building. It is not a purple building. Then it must be red. This'll be the Arsenal. Okay, so let's upgrade the Weapon Teed building. And I mean, that makes sense, right? I know we already have the ability to recruit those guys, but we need more upgrades. And then we could unlock the growth vats. I'm not a big fan of rat ogres. I think they're a pretty bad unit overall. But a Hell Pit Abomination definitely has some value. It is too horrible to die. Something positive to be said about that, I suppose. We can open up a Pox Cauldron, allowing us to recruit Plague Priests. They have some pretty useful spells, actually. Take us up to the Plague Abbey, which I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe. We kind of have everything else of value. This makes us better at discovering Skaven Undercities, which is obviously not amazing. Yeah, I guess it's one of these two buildings. Which one of these things do we need more? A Plague Abbey versus Growth Vats. As far as building more stuff goes, the Growth Vat line is up here. Rat Ochres and garbage, and I don't really think that that's very good. Plague Abbey is down here and opens up access to Ultimate Experiments, which is actually like completely bananas, and replaces all clan rats spawned from Vermintide Undercity buildings with Storm Vermin. So let's start building toward that Plague Abbey then. That seems like the winner. And then we have a bunch more money. We can do stuff in Magritta as well. We should probably continue upgrading this building. Are we producing much money through trade? We are producing 300 gold per turn. Well, This is an extra 10 gold per turn plus more trade goods. Doesn't feel essential. Another 10% income from all buildings. That feels good. We should probably have a fully upgraded clan barracks somewhere so that we can pull storm vermin. I guess here makes as much sense as anywhere else. This is actually like on the front. Probably what will be an enduring front. My hope is that this situation over here can get resolved in some way, in a fairly permanent way, but I think that we'll always have enemies to the north. And then we probably should upgrade some ports. Yeah, the value of a top-level port is pretty significant. So all those ports are upgraded already. Let's get these ones. Do we want to upgrade this building more and get access to better gutter runners and stuff? Nah, that's not a big deal. The recruitment building is good to have, but we don't need it to be upgraded right this second. And in Lucchini, the extra slot could be donated or could be devoted to. So we have a bunch of extra growth from this. We don't necessarily need a growth building. Do we need a public order structure? We actually probably do, huh? +6 is probably good enough. This also has 90 income on it. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, I think that was a good use of all that money we just made. Let's see what happens with the Bretonnians. I am ready to fight that Bretonnian army if Aranessa won't. Alright, we got the march stance bonus here, which is just fantastic. It's an extremely good trait that's extremely easy to unlock, because it is almost always the case, especially if you're playing on higher difficulties, that you will get into a situation like this where you will have a lot of enemies on a lot of different sides, and you will need your armies to just be running back and forth constantly. Bretonnians can't decide which of their many enemies they want to fight. Banning is in position to press those dudes. I think we're set here. I think we're good. I have absolutely not. Never ever will I take a military alliance with you guys. That would be crazy. Alright, so can we reach them? Yeah, banning will be fine. Can we, in normal movement, reach them this turn? We cannot. So we're going to go to right here. We're going to go to right here, somewhere around there. Stay in the trees where we are hard to see. In ambush mode so that they don't know we're coming. I don't think there's any chance they attack next turn. The AI likes to build siege towers. So I think we're going to be okay on this. And then we have a little bit of money. We could build another building that has income on it. I guess we could build the growth building just because it's 80. What else are we going to do with the slot, right? It does give casualty replenishment rate as well. I mean, we have plenty in this region. Yeah, alright. Just build it, because there's nothing else to do here. And so Ikit Claw is not necessarily needed in the north, and for the first time in quite a long time, we don't have an extremely pressing need for this army to do anything at all. We get to actually make some decisions here instead of just playing reactively. So probably what we want to do is march north and threaten these dwarves. Carrick Hearn needs to feel like it is not safe to continue pushing on me, I think. Probably the best way to do this is to sail around the swamp to Maragliano. This also gives me the possibility of redirecting him toward the south if things don't go well with Lucchini. And I'm not going to march too much further away from the city, because I don't exactly know what's out there. It'd be a real easy way to run into a bunch of dwarves. Alright, let's run one more cycle of enemy turns here. I kind of want to pick up that Doomflayer Regiment of Renown in Banning's army, because right now he doesn't really have anything that fills that purpose. And then we can hit these border princes in the back. Araness Assault Spite is indeed just going up to harass Bretonnians, which I really appreciate. The Golden Order has declared war on Reichland. There is unrest within the Empire. And Carcassonne, I wonder if it's been long enough that Carcassonne feels like they could safely declare war on me again. Broken Nose are at war with Karakern. That's good news. If we can get a little bit of an allied push going here, we might be able to get the dwarves of Karakern to decide that they don't want to fight anymore. A robed figure approaches you, Lord. His face is obscured by a molding hood, but a grey and ragged muzzle protrudes. It is an accursed grey seer. The council, in their arrogance, of course, ask, no, demand, payment toward the realization of plans yet unexplained. This one has come to collect. So we could pay 2,000 treasury for 1 loyalty on banning, or 2,000 gold. I wouldn't do that even if it was an option. I will refuse the donation. Denying a Grey Seer his desires is its own reward, no matter the repercussions. Banning loses another point of loyalty. Listen, he'll be fine. Yeah, he'll be okay. We're gonna, sorry, I can't recruit those guys. I don't have any money. We're gonna be able to crush these dudes against the walls of Lucchini pretty easily, I think. They do have a legendary hero in their army, and also just like a lot of other dudes with very similar beards. Look at how similar all of their beards are. I guess that's the style. But we should have no problem crushing this army between our almost 40 units of rats down here. And then we march north and we just fight dudes. I don't know exactly who and when, but everybody. We fight everybody. But not today. Fighting everybody is a real tomorrow kind of proposition. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time for a change of pace. There's going to be just a huge amount of bloodshed, unlike every episode previous. And we'll see you then.